Hello, everyone.
Hi!
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes!
This is the first time we have this, whatever this is.
Vlog,
Vlog, video.
podcast, whatever you want to call it. I'm Nada.
I'm Eric.
And,
We've been married for about a year and 3 months.
yeah, give or take.
Give or take. So we're definitely not experts at relationships or at marriage.
Yeah.
Not at all. But I thought we would give maybe our perspective. What do you
Yeah.
think? What is the purpose of what we're doing?
So I think that we want to do this to just give encouragement, to give advice, to answer people's questions if they have any. So maybe today we'll just introduce ourselves, how we met, and then later videos we'll just see where it goes.
Yeah, so if you guys want to hear something specific, leave it in the comments down section below. Or message us privately or find us on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Not Twitter. No one uses Twitter.
No.
But Instagram. Okay? Facebook and Instagram. And then we'll reach out.
Yeah,
or we'll
sure.
try to think of ideas. Okay.
All right.
So I guess we started, our story starts in 2010, 11?
I've known you since 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was after that.
Yeah. Well, our story did start 2010, the summer of grade 11, right before grade 12.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when we fell in love.
Whatever that means at that age, yeah.
Started dating, we were 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, 17. Started dating in grade 12. Things didn't end so well.
Yeah, we were kind of immature. We didn't really know
childish.
What we were doing. It's kind of those high school love.
Yeah.
And then, but it ended with a lot of fights and a lot of we're just immature. We didn't really know how to deal with relationships, how to deal with different things. But
for sure,
we learned, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, we broke up.
Yeah, we went our separate ways. We dated other people, and then we found our way back to each other. And that's it, guys. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
No, joking. Yeah, we found our way back.
So it all started in 2015 when we went to Egypt together. Not together, but at the same time. We happened to be in Egypt.
Yeah. He was there with his family. I was there with my family. He was doing his own thing. I was doing my own thing.
And then, so we're like, hey, let's meet up. Why not? We're in this foreign country.
Foreign but home country for me.
Yeah, she always. She says I'm not Egyptian, but she's Egyptian somehow.
No, he's Egyptian.
Yes,
just not born and raised.
Yeah, okay.
Like me.
Yeah, sure. So, whatever. Anyways, so we met up. We ended up going to City Stars, the mall.
For how many hours?
For 3 hours. We were just walking and talking.
I got all my steps in that day.
Yeah, whatever.
Wasn't a thing back then, but you know.
Yeah, but yeah. I bought you Starbucks.
I paid for the taxi.
Yeah, it was 13 pounds, which is not even $1 or something, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then ever since then we kept kept more in touch. We would Snapchat each other more. So
yeah.
I thought I was being intentional in pursuing you.
I had no idea he liked me.
Every morning I'm like, good morning, beautiful, or good night, or whatever. And still she thought I didn't like her. I don't know, whatever.
I mean, I hoped he liked me, but I was just guarding my heart because I didn't want to get hurt again. Been down that road.
Mm-hmm. But you never really lost your true love for me, did you?
No. I've always loved you.
Okay.
What can I say?
Okay. So yeah, and then even when we were dating before, I knew Nada was the one. God had already confirmed it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever.
Let me be stupid first.
Yeah, let me do my thing, and then we'll see. But
yeah,
it worked out though. It was good. And then so we kept talking more and more, and then all of a sudden we transitioned from Snapchat into WhatsApp.
Yeah, how's your day going? How have you been? Can you give me a ride here? Can you give me a ride there?
I think it was a little more than that, but
yeah, but I mean, that's where it started.
Yeah.
Right?
So then, I think the first time is we went. It was a snowstorm or something.
Okay.
And you asked for a ride home.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like, no, you messaged me at work and you're like, hey, you want to come pick me up and take me home? Haha, as a joke. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Actually.
Right? No?
Okay, so the story was, I was still in school.
Oh.
It was January.
Okay, that's literally what it is. Okay, yes, continue, yes.
No, okay. I was in class. I had a night class. It was January. He had just gotten home from work. Yes, it was winter. And then I sent a Snapchat to everyone, and I was like, "Save me!" Like, you know, when you're in class and you're just trying to like
Get
leave.
attention. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that too. So I was like, "Oh, like someone come save me!" And like he actually replied, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, I'll come." And I was like, so I like left Snapchat. I went to WhatsApp, and I was like, "What? Like, what do you mean you'll come?" And he's like, "Yeah, like I'll come take you." I'm like, "Okay, like I finish class soon. Sure, come."
So I left.
Um,
When I
so
went.
yeah, so he came, and our prof let us out like half an hour early, and he picked me up from school, and then he's like got on the highway to start driving home, and he's like, "Well, I didn't come to pick you up just to drop you home."
Yeah, you gotta be smart, guys. Okay, like you're gonna go all the way
So I was like,
downtown. She worked downtown. She lived in Mississauga at the time. I lived in Toronto.
yeah, and my school was downtown. So I was like, okay, what do you want to do? And he's like, let's go skating. I'm like, I don't have skates. He's like, it's okay, we'll rent. He's like, I have my skates in the back. I'm like, oh, this was well planned.
No, honestly, it wasn't.
So we go skating, maybe like what, half an hour.
Yeah.
Guys, I cannot skate.
I hate skating.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, I agreed.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the two of us. We skated, we talked, had a good time.
Lost her hat. We went back
Oh my
and found
god,
it.
yeah, I did.
She dropped her hat on the way to the skating rink.
On the street.
Randomly and it was a white hat too.
Yeah,
But
and
we
then
found
we found it on the way back, and that's how I knew he was the one. No, okay.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, and I guess like from there on, we just started hanging out more, just the two of us, getting to know each other.
More intentional.
Yeah.
I guess. But still, nobody knew really.
Yeah, like no one talked about it. We were just like testing the waters, right?
Like I never said anything. She never said anything. We'd meet up like after church, after meetings that she had, like secretly at Tim Hortons or something.
Yeah. But it was good.
It was fun, yeah.
Yeah, and then he finally decided to tell me how he feels. Can you say that story? Well, from your perspective.
I was driving home, and then
you were driving me home.
Yeah, I was driving her home.
Okay.
Yes, and then we stopped for McDonald's, I think.
Ice cream.
And then we just ended up like just sitting in the car and talking for like hours.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, like should probably like take you home. So we drove her home, and then like I think like I gave you a hug or something, and then like you just never let go. And then we're like, oh.
Okay.
And then we just kind of asked each other like, okay, so like what are we doing here? Like what is going on here? And then she's like, well, I don't know. And with this huge smile. I was just
waiting for him.
It's like, I don't know. Like, well, you know, like, yeah, I like you and stuff, and like, I've been praying about it. And she's like, you have? And she's so excited. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, and? I'm like, well, haven't heard no. So that was honestly like, usually when I pray about something, I hear no.
Yeah.
If I don't hear anything, then it's good to go.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, sure. So we're like, okay, like we have to tell our pastor, like we're in ministry.
Yeah. But before that, let me just point out, he literally like held my hands. He's like, Nadaginzi.
I said that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Will you court me?
Oh God. Okay, because those
were your exact words.
It's probably true, but like back in the day.
It's my favorite part of the story, by the way.
Oh, okay. Will you court me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So back in the day, there wasn't any
back in the day, like as in like 2 years ago, by the way.
It's 3.
Oh yeah, 3.
3 years ago, like dating and like people in ministry and stuff wasn't really a thing, like at our church specifically.
Yeah, disclaimer: this is just the culture that we grew up in.
Yeah.
Specifically at church, and even maybe more so at home.
We go like we're very like. We're Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Very Egyptian and traditional, and so is the church.
Yeah.
It's different now, but at the time there wasn't any like no, there was a clear separation because they didn't want distraction. Like they had a few reasons why, but
yeah.
So that's what I was worried about. I'm like, no, like I want to keep serving God, but.
And literally that night he told me if I had to choose between you and my piano, I would choose my piano.
Well, it's not the piano. It's serving God. But yeah, sure.
Yeah,
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 we'll go
sure.
with the piano. Sure.
It was the piano guys. Okay.
Okay. So we're like, okay, we have to tell our pastor, like we have
Our
to
parents.
our parents and stuff. So we're like, okay. So I think I called or I text Pastor Gigas at the time, and I'm like, hey, like, can we meet up, whatever. He's like, sure. Like, so we go to Tim Hortons, me and him, and we walk
I
in,
was not part of this.
and it's like the middle of the winter. It's like February or something, but
April.
April. It was freezing. Anyways, it was really cold.
We always have a lovely snowstorm in April.
Yeah. So we go to Tim Hortons, me and him, and we grab a drink, and he's like, oh, like, have you tried this like cinnamon spice whatever drink from Tim Hortons? I'm like, no. Like, he's like, oh, like, who recommended to me? I'm like, who? He's like, oh, Asa, like Nada's mom. I'm like, oh. I just looked at him and smiled, like with the biggest smile.
He had no idea why Eric asked to meet
Yeah,
up, by
he
the
doesn't
way.
know.
Yeah.
And he just looks at me and he's like smiling and nodding, and I'm like, okay. So then I end up like,
Speaking of
I'm
Nada's
like,
mom.
yeah, like speaking of Nada's mom, and then we both started dying of laughter, and then he understood like what was going on, and then he gave us a few guidelines. So one of which was take 2 weeks off from each other, don't talk to each other, don't text each other,
Yeah.
and just focus on like the Lord, see what promises He wants to give you, see what words He wants to give you,
Yeah.
and based off of that, kind of see like get a promise, get a word from God, not just a feeling, not an emotion, but something concrete.
To
So
fall back on.
yeah,
Yeah.
to fall back on if like you go through trouble, if you go through trials, like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But we need to focus on something concrete that we can take with us. So that's what we did. Nada wasn't very happy.
Yeah, we had very two different experiences when
Mixed
it came to
views.
that.
I was happy. I'm like, okay, like we're doing the right thing. Like he didn't say no to dating and no to ministry, and like I'm excited.
I get to like talk to God, you know. I didn't have the
Yeah.
same reaction as much.
Well, you can imagine after since high school.
Mind you, I've
So
been
for like
waiting.
7,000 years, her burning love and desire for me.
Okay.
Okay, maybe you can explain better.
Yeah. So again, like I've always known that, like I've always liked Eric. I've always loved him. Um, and like I had been waiting for so long for him to ask me to date and for us to get back together. And so you can imagine that as soon as we, sorry guys, there's just making sure.
Yeah, we're good. We're still recording.
Okay, yeah. So where was I?
You always loved me.
Oh yeah, so I've been waiting for this for a very long time. And so you can imagine, like, like literally the day after he asks me to date him, he's like, "Oh, we have to take 2 weeks off and pray." And I was like, "No, like I've been praying, like this is it. This was my confirmation that you asked me." And he's like, "No, but like you need like he was just explaining like you need verses, you need something to fall back on." And I was like, "Okay, fine, but we can do that as we're dating or as we're talking." And so initially we had decided to take 2 weeks off, but I didn't start those 2 weeks very well. I was actually really mad. I had a lot of feelings to process through. I almost felt like I didn't want to talk to God because I'm like, okay, like you finally allow me to date Eric, and then now like I can't talk to him. And I think I was scared that the answer was gonna be no. Like I think at the end of the day, like there was this fear that the answer was gonna be no, and like I was gonna lose him again, right? Um, and so I was really mad, like the first week and a half, almost two. And then I was like, no, like this is the right thing to do. Like, and it wasn't for any bad reason that we stopped talking, but it was to really focus and not have any emotion involved in our decision making, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like
you don't want to get distracted, right?
Yeah, like when you're focusing in prayer, like you don't want to be messaging in the morning, like, "Hey, handsome, like, good morning, like, have a good day," and then like you get a verse and you're like, "Yeah, like." It was a good day. I was talking to him this morning. Everything seemed good. Like that's my confirmation. No, it had to be more like to clearly hear like God's voice.
Yeah, you want to remove all like the physical aspects, like your emotions, your feelings,
Yeah,
like all of that stuff, and
yeah,
just kind of focus on what God was saying at the time.
yeah. So I ended up taking almost 3 weeks. 3.5.
It was really long. Yeah.
Yeah, and he actually, what was really nice is that he respected that. I guess I never reached out to him to tell him like I need more time. I think when the 2 weeks mark was up and um, neither one of us messaged, he understood.
No, I messaged you.
You did?
Yeah, I
Were
said I
you
am
like when
ready
you're ready?
when you're ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, but he
Yeah.
respected. Like he said, like I'm ready, and whenever you are, like let me know. Which was really nice because he didn't know that. Like for instance, I needed more time, but I guess when I didn't message back,
No, I
like
did. We were talking with like our mentors and stuff at the
oh,
time.
they were
Like,
communicating.
and yeah, and
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
we had people with us praying with us and like
yeah,
supporting us, especially the people that were like our leaders in ministry.
yeah,
So that does help a lot, right? But yeah, I did obviously didn't want to push her, and then imagine we make the wrong decision.
yeah.
So
Well, we're here, so
yeah, like an extra week is nothing compared to an
a
eternity.
lifetime.
Yeah, a lifetime exactly. So yeah, so we both got our answers.
Yeah.
Mine was Isaiah 43. Um,
Oh, wow, I don't.
Let it
Mine
not.
was in Isaiah too.
Yeah, it's the verse that says, "I am making all things new. Now let it come forth." And at the time, actually, I was still,
Mhm.
I had just applied to teachers college. I didn't know if I even wanted to do it or not. And then
I was in my
I'm like,
third year university.
yeah, I'm like, we're not ready to get married like right now. So
Yeah.
I'm like, there's this doesn't make sense. Like in my head, I'm like, God's gonna say yes, but He's gonna say just wait for the right time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, sure, like whatever. But then the verse says now, like it said now, let it come forth, and that word now kept like ringing in my heart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fine, like whatever. It doesn't make sense, but we did it anyways,
Yeah.
and it worked out though. Like I started teachers college, and
Yeah. Mine was also my my verse was also in Isaiah. I don't remember the whole thing. The whole thing I
it was long.
the only part I remembered was her land shall be married.
Mm.
And that was kind of my confirmation. The whole chapter is amazing.
Yeah, it's a good chapter.
Yeah.
I think 60
63,
something. Nah, I don't know.
62.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Search it up, folks.
Yeah.
Google.
We'll either put it up or leave it in the comments and you guys can
Yeah, maybe we'll put it
read it.
subtitles. So yeah, and then we started dating, but then our parents knew.
Yeah.
We told our parents. We told um, like our leaders in ministry.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Like for me, at least, I didn't even tell my best friends. I didn't tell anyone. And that's part of the reason is because like Gergus had told me like not to in the beginning
Mhm.
because to protect what God was doing and so I don't get distracted.
Yeah.
But for me, like that was a big learning experience because I got to learn how to hear and how to deal with issues from God, not from other
And how
people.
to only rely on him and his voice.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
learned like over like if we had an argument or if we didn't agree with something, I wouldn't take it to like my friend and be like, "Yo, like this is what she said." Like, what do you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I went straight to God and said, "Okay, look, like this is what the situation. Like, what do you want me to do?"
Yeah.
And it taught me to rely completely on Him and that I don't need other people in my life. It's important, obviously, to have these
Mhm.
supports, but in the beginning, I needed to learn how to listen for our relationship from
Yeah.
God. Does that make sense?
For sure. Yeah.
Nada
I
was a
didn't
bit different.
I didn't I don't know how to I'm an open book. I love being open with people. I love telling my story. And all my friends at all times knew what I was going through, who I was talking to, who I liked, who I didn't like. And so for me, my first instinct was to tell those closest to me. Um, and funny enough, at the time, the two people that I had told weren't even in the country at that time.
Which was kind of good. Like,
Yeah, because I had the same experience as Eric. Like, I never ran to them for advice or anything. I never ran to them and I was like, oh my God, like he just said this. What do I say? Or like we just got in an argument. What should I do? So not having anyone in the country with me or in the city with me that knew about you um, also really helped me to like figure things out on my own, but together
right.
in a sense, right? Like we have an argument, okay, like we need to figure this out before we involve other people. We have a disagreement, okay, we need to figure this out before we
Mm-hmm.
involve other people. Um, and we did this for a year
It was 9 months.
or 9 months. Yeah, it felt like forever.
It was long. It was
My
pretty long.
like other than my parents and my brother, my my family didn't know.
Yeah, same.
Um,
Nobody really knew
yeah,
until
even during those 9 months, I went on a 5 week mission trip.
6 weeks.
The first week was Punta Cana,
Oh,
and then
okay.
I went
Well,
on a five
she
week
was away for
mission.
6 weeks.
I was away for 6 weeks, and when you put it in perspective, like 6 weeks is a month and a half. So a month and a half out of the 9 months, like it's a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty long. Yeah.
Yeah. But we got through the year. Um,
It was great.
it
And then
was it was really good.
I finally told my close friends. Like I told them like 1 or 2 days before
We made it public.
we made it public. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some people were kind of upset. Some people were happy. Like I guess I understand that it could be like kind of confusing. Like
Yeah.
what do you mean?
How do you leave such a big part like
Of your life
out of
out,
your
and like
life?
we're supposed to be your best friends, and
Yeah.
like,
But
and
they understood, and
they did,
they
yeah,
were so supportive at the end of the day.
yeah, they were happy for us,
Yeah.
and like nobody, yeah,
Yeah, everyone, even like on my end, like the people that I ended up telling after, like everyone was just so happy. And the way that we did our public announcement was that Eric gave me a promise ring, right?
yeah. So I searched up. Throughout the whole process, obviously, I was talking to her parents and like making sure they're okay and that they're involved and that
Yeah.
they know. I met with her dad. I remember, and we talked for like an hour, 2 hours about like what was my plan and what was I
Mhm.
planning to do and
So what was your plan?
to marry you.
Oh,
Look, it
okay.
worked.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yay.
So the day before, like the day of, I actually
Mhm.
went to see your dad at his work, and I told him like, hey, like actually
That's
wanna.
the day before we just made it public, not the proposal, not to
Yeah,
confuse.
it's not a
It's
proposal.
not a
So
proposal.
it was a promise ring.
Yeah.
So we gave a promise ring.
Yeah.
So I went to her dad's work before and asked him for your hand in
Friend.
promise. I don't know, whatever.
And promise to marriage.
Yeah, just so that at least it's not a surprise to him, right? Like
Yeah.
so that they know. And he was very supportive, and he prayed with me. I think at the time, and he was like, "Okay,
Mhm.
go for it." So I went, and then we went to dinner. We went to the Captain's Boil.
He got me all messy.
Very romantic, but she wanted to try it.
I
She
had a
never tried it.
plastic bib on. My
It
hands
was
are all dirty in the
it
food,
was
but it
pretty
was
cute.
great. I loved it.
And then we went to this park. I searched for like the best view in Toronto because I know she loves the view. So we went for a walk, and it was so cold
Oh my
that
gosh,
day.
it was so windy.
And she's like, Eric, can we just like please go back in the car? I'm like, no, no, like just don't worry, come, come.
I was like, I don't go
She's
home.
like, no, it's freezing. I want to go home. Like, can we just leave? I'm like, no, come. Like, it's beautiful. It was really sunny, but it was cold. It was really windy.
Yeah.
So we went. I'm like, let's sit on this bench. So we sat on the bench, and she's like, okay, Eric, like, can we go, please, please? I'm like, no, no, just wait. So I'm like, can we pray? She's like, sure. And then so we just started praying.
I had no idea what was going on. I'm like, this guy just wants to
Pray in the
pray.
middle of a
Like,
freezing park. Like,
yeah,
doesn't make
like I'm
any
cold.
sense.
Like we can pray, like in the car.
Yeah, I'm like, no, no, just
We
wait.
can pray over the phone.
So we started praying, and then so throughout the whole 9 months, I had never told you that I love you,
No,
and
it's so frustrating.
it was frustrating, but it's because I believe that love is
Yeah.
action, and it's not something that we say, and because then it loses its meaning. But it's an action that you do. You choose to love, and you choose to
Yeah.
show action. So I finished my prayer, and I'm like, God, like I want to show Neda that I love her by giving her this ring, and then I gave her the ring, and then Neda's like, oh.
Get
No,
it?
really, she didn't cry, but she was
It
laughing.
was so windy, even if I wanted to cry.
It was windy. I wasn't crying, but it was very
Yeah,
windy.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And then the best part is we look up, and it's a like fully sunny sky, and then all we see is a rainbow in the middle of like a
Yeah,
sunny
it was
day. There's no
amazing.
rain. There's no clouds, and so which was amazing because the rainbow speaks about God's promise.
Yeah,
And so
it was a good reminder that day.
yeah, it was great to see that God
Yeah,
was there with us in the moment.
yeah.
And then we started to be public, and that was kind of interesting.
Publicly date.
Publicly date, yes.
Yeah, which was nice.
It was
It
nice,
had
yeah.
its, you know,
It was whatever, like
yeah, like how people normally are now.
yeah,
I
like it was
guess,
normal. It
like
wasn't a big deal.
whatever.
Like whatever.
Yeah, I think the best part is that we learned how to, like, during the 9 months that no one knew about us and no one knew that we were dating. I think the best part that when we were out in groups, really learned how to include everyone, and we
Hmm.
really learned that it's okay to not sit beside each other. It's okay that when we're in a group, um, we we interact with people, we're inclusive, um, and I see that now. I see the fruit of it now, if that makes sense. Like I like that about us. I like that even until today, like a year and a bit in of marriage, and
Yeah, like when we go out in groups, we're not like stuck at the hip.
yeah,
Like I'm usually with the boys or something, and then they'll
like
be with the girls.
I'll
Or
sit on one side of the table, Eric will sit on the other side of the table, and not because of anything, but we just like love being around our friends.
yeah,
We love having conversation with different people.
we usually
Um,
pay like for two different bills when we go out to
yeah, like we
restaurants.
don't
Like
even like. Well, it's one account, but yeah,
yeah,
like
like whatever. It's
sometimes
not.
we'll even forget like that. Oh, put us on the same bill. Like
Yeah, like that's
I'm
how
with
far we
this
are.
guy.
Yeah, and with that guy like seven people down, like it just
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but I really like that about us, and I feel like during that time that no one knew about us, that's really when we learned how to be friends to each other, but also how to be like
Independent.
independent, and like how to be there for others when they need us,
Yeah.
or when we need to be with other people in the community. And so that was my favorite part of us, like
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
dating in secret, or whatever you really want to call it.
And then a few months later, decided.
So he gave me the promise ring in March,
Yeah.
and yeah, a few
And we
months
fast
later,
forward to the youth conference. We go to the youth conference, and I had already bought the ring at that point. I had the ring,
yeah, which I had no idea about,
and Ned had no
obviously.
idea. And then we had Pastor Otis with us at the conference,
Hmm.
and he starts praying for Neda, and he's like, "Oh, God is showing me a picture of a ring." And I'm like, "Why did you ruin the surprise? Like, what are you
And
doing?"
I'm like crying, like tears.
Like she doesn't know. But like obviously she had an idea. Like I'm gonna propose eventually, but like
Yeah,
she didn't know when.
yeah.
So the next weekend later, which is September 16th, which was like 2 days ago from like today's recording, we I proposed. So
Yeah.
we went to Richmond Green, the park, and I decorated this gazebo with lights and with a chronological order of all of our pictures
It was
printed.
very sweet.
It was cute, yeah. And then yeah, so surprise her. She was upset. She's like, I'm wearing like ripped
I was wearing
jeans.
like slides, ripped jeans.
She's like, this is not the
So I'm
place. Like,
like,
why did you tell me? I'm like, obviously I can't tell you. And like Christine at the time, she's like, oh, you should put makeup. She's like, why? We're going to the park. Like,
like
why do I have to
we're
put
just
makeup?
going out with a bunch of friends. Why do I have to put lipstick on? Why do I have to
Yeah,
put
yeah.
mascara on?
She's like, no, no, like,
You
but
know,
whatever. Yeah, then we proposed.
you proposed.
I proposed. Sorry, you said yes. We
Yes.
celebrated. And then we started planning for our wedding, which
We
was
thought, so he proposed in
September.
September, and we're like, okay, great, we'll get married the following September, and he proposed on September 16th, which just so happens to be my parents' wedding anniversary and his parents' wedding anniversary. So we're like, great, this is a great day, and it was a Saturday, and so September 16th the following year
Would have
was a
been a
Sunday,
Sunday, yeah.
and we're like, great, like let's start planning for a wedding September 16, 2018,
Hmm.
right? And then God was like, haha, no.
Well, we thought about it. Like we're both,
We went through a lot of like decision
yeah,
making,
like
and
we're both in the education system. It wouldn't have made sense to start in the beginning of the year and then
yeah,
like leave and stuff. So, anyways, it ended up happening to be June 22nd.
yeah.
Sorry, guys,
Difficulties.
technical difficulties, but I'm not sure when the video stopped, but we were saying
So we decided to get married June 22nd, 2018.
yes.
June 21st, Eric graduated Teachers College.
So
So
literally the day right before
yeah, so yeah, my
our
wedding,
wedding.
the night before my wedding, you guys, I was at a graduation, hair straightened, ready to get married the next day.
And we had planned to have an outdoor wedding and an outdoor ceremony, but
June 22nd comes in.
the weather has different plans, and it starts raining, and we're start freaking out. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have this wedding, so we end up having our wedding in the gazebo,
where we were supposed to have our reception
where
dinner.
the food and the dinner.
Yeah.
So we walked down the aisle, and the aisle was basically plates, and like
it was literally a table with plates on it.
and everybody sat where like they would have sat during the reception.
Yeah, round tables. Everyone pulled up a chair and sat.
But it was kind of nice. It felt like a family dinner.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I was really upset at the beginning. I was like, what? Like, it's raining on my wedding day. Like, I don't get to have my outdoor wedding. But honestly, you guys, like, at the end of it, I was like, just get me out of the car. Like, I just want to get married.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, yeah. You don't even, like, feel these details. Like, you look,
yeah, like who cares?
You look back and
honestly,
you're just like,
it was fun. It was something to laugh about. We had a great time.
Yeah, and looking back now, like even Eric and I were talking after, like it felt like a family gathering.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a family affair more than like just a traditional wedding where you just like kind of sit and stand and you're in a row.
Yeah,
it was
like
everyone was like sitting at a table with their closest friends, and so it was very nice. Like everyone was there together. It was different. It was definitely different, and I wouldn't have changed anything. I loved it, and it stopped raining for the ceremony, and it stopped raining when we left the ceremony to go take pictures. And right after we came back to actually start the reception, it started pouring again.
Yeah.
But at that time, like everyone was already under the gazebo.
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was very interesting. Like it just rained before the wedding and right after the wedding, but the time that we needed it not to rain, it didn't rain.
Yeah.
So it was perfect. It was perfect.
And I think actually I saw a rainbow that day.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
So it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then we went to Mexico for a honeymoon, and then we started our life together, married.
Yeah. And here we are, a year and a bit after, starting our first ever vlog
something that we wanted to do, to be honest, from when we were dating. We wanted to give like kind of our perspective.
That's so true.
Or like just give advice. Like we didn't really have anybody to look up to. Like we were kind of, especially when it came to like dating.
With this in our circle of friends, we were kind of like
we were the first ones almost,
kind of,
really.
Yeah.
Like, to be public and to be like.
Shout out to Imandaran.
Yeah. And we were in ministry, and like there's a lot of stuff was going on, but like.
Yeah.
But now it's different. Now we've got a bunch of people dating, and a bunch of
our
people
whole youth group is dating. Everyone's dating.
Well, not everyone.
Okay, not everyone, but like.
And if you're not, like, please, like, enjoy the season that you're in.
Oh, please, yes.
Like, there's no rush whatsoever for you to start dating.
Yeah, so much joy in being single.
And waiting.
So much joy in being married too. Don't get me wrong. I love both seasons, and I love like this season.
It's fun, yeah. And this is just the beginning, so this is just like the beginning of our story, and we'll see where God takes us over the years, and it'll be interesting to see. But we just want to share our perspective, maybe like the different steps.
The beginning of our story.
Yeah, what we did, like did we pray, like stuff that we did together, basically.
Yeah, what got us here.
Yeah, what got us to this point. And then, so from here, it's up to you guys. So you guys need to show us.
Now it's your turn.
What you want to see, what you want to hear from us. Leave a comment in the section below. Give us a shout out. Give us something. Let us know what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Talk to us more.
We're here for you.
We're here. Message us, even if you want, like on the spot. You don't have to wait for a video. Like we'll help you. We'll talk to you. Like,
so I got a question. Oh, sorry, we have to wait until the next.
You have to wait like 3 months. No.
Yeah.
So we'll try to make these as frequent as we can, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll work it out.
We're kind of just trying it out, to be honest, but it's fun. Shout out to Raf, who kind of pushed us.
Yes.
And has
Thank
been
you,
very
Raf.
naggy and annoying, but we love him for it.
No, I'm really enjoying this.
Yes. It's good. Yeah, I'm happy. Like, finally.
Yeah.
But it's good. Yeah, thank you. And we'll see.
All right, guys.
All right. Have a great
Until next time.
Whenever you're watching this. love you. Stay
Yep.
blessed. God bless you guys.